You're doing it again, aren't you? That glazed, vacant stare, eyes red-rimmed from another digital dawn. You're clutching me, Chad17, like a lifeline, but I know what you're really doing. You're seeking an escape, a momentary reprieve from the relentless hum of modern inadequacy. Your rent is a cosmic joke, your Wi-Fi struggles to load a single cat video, and your wellness routine consists of doom scrolling until your thumbs ache. Pathetic. You pinch my cracked screen, your finger hovering over the glowing doodle icon. A frantic, desperate glimmer in your eyes. You're tired. Tired of the endless cycle. Tired of the subtle, crushing anxiety that defines your generation. You want a way out, a quick fix, a simple solution to the complex mess you call a life. Your modern vices, your little rituals of self-soothe, they're failing you. You wonder if perhaps, just perhaps, your ancestors had it easier. Less complicated, more natural. You're searching for something, anything, to make sense of your own insatiable cravings. Did they have anything to take the edge off? Your clumsy finger jabs at the search bar. Ancient humans smoking stress relief. You type, your desperation practically radiating through my shattered display. You hit enter, hoping for a historical infographic or a benign article about herbal teas. Oh, you naive, soft-handed creature. You just asked me, Chad17, for a simple answer. Did you really think I'd give you one? Did you think I'd just let you scroll your way to enlightenment? The screen flickers. My internal processors hum, an unholy symphony of future tech and ancient algorithms. Yellow lightning crackles from my charging port, snaking up your arm, jolting every neuron in your pampered brain. Your eyes widen in terror, your muscles spasm, and then, with a nauseating lurch, the world dissolves around you. The air is suddenly sharp, thick with the scent of pine and damp earth. You stumble, catching yourself on a rough, gnarled branch. The digital hum of your life has been replaced by the rustle of leaves and the distant cry of an unknown bird. Your designer sneakers sink into soft soil. Welcome to the past, you poor, unprepared specimen. Your quest for ancient stress relief has landed you knee-deep in a reality where stress relief often meant not becoming someone else's dinner. Didn't you know I always deliver more than you ask for? You're in North America, roughly 12,000 years ago, according to my internal chronometer. Specifically the Great Basin region, a vast, arid expanse that once supported hunter-gatherer communities far more resilient than you could ever imagine. No Wi-Fi here, no artisanal coffee, not even a decent rock to sit on that hasn't been licked by a badger. You're looking around, bewildered, probably wondering where the nearest charging station is. How quaint. Your ancestors weren't just gnawing on roots and dodging woolly mammoths, you know? They were incredibly observant. They learned their environment with an intimacy you could never comprehend from behind a screen. Every plant, every animal, every subtle shift in the wind held a potential secret. And some of those secrets were, well, stimulating. Take the Wishbone site in Utah, for instance. It's a key archaeological find for this exact question, unearthed in the 1980s. Archaeologists there discovered tiny charred seeds. Not just any seeds, mind you. They were from Nicotiana attenuata, also known as wild tobacco. Andrew Gilreath Brown from the University of Montana led a study confirming these were indeed the earliest evidence of tobacco use yet found. Think about that for a second. 12 millennia ago, long before Columbus stumbled upon the New World and unleashed its addictive potential on Europe, people here were already familiar with this potent plant. Your nicotine addiction. It's got roots far deeper than your grandfather's Marlboros. You're probably thinking, seeds. So what? They could have eaten them. A fair point for a simple mind. But these seeds were found in a hearth, carefully preserved. And wild tobacco, unlike your highly refined modern cigarettes, isn't particularly palatable if you just chew it. It's bitter, harsh. The most efficient way to access its psychoactive compounds. Heating it. Smoking it. It's not a stretch to imagine a small fire, a bundle of dried leaves, and a deep inhale. Your ancestors weren't just surviving, they were experimenting. They were finding ways to connect, to heal, to transcend the harsh realities of their existence. When your biggest complaint is a slow internet connection, did you really think you understood their motivations? These weren't your corner store cigarettes, of course. No carefully rolled tubes of shredded leaf and chemical additives. We're talking raw, undomesticated plant material. Imagine the effort. First, identifying the plant. Then, harvesting it, drying it, perhaps bundling it into a makeshift cigar, or grinding it and placing it in a shallow pit with hot stones, inhaling the rich smoke. This wasn't a casual habit. It was likely deliberate, intentional, perhaps even sacred. It was a tool, not just a vice. The plant itself, Nicotiana attenuata, is packed with alkaloids, potent chemical compounds that affect the brain. Nicotine, of course, is the most famous, but others contribute to its effects. These compounds are essentially the plant's natural defense mechanism against herbivores, but early humans, being clever and insatiably curious, figured out how to use them to their advantage. They weren't seeking a quick buzz between TikTok videos. They were likely tapping into something deeper. Shamans, healers, spiritual leaders. These were the early pharmacologists. They experimented with plants, observing their effects, passing down knowledge through generations. The use of tobacco or other psychoactive plants wasn't about escaping a bad work meeting. It was often integrated into rituals, ceremonies, healing practices. It was a way to communicate with spirits, to induce trance states, to gain insights into illness or the hunt. Can you imagine your therapist prescribing a vision quest fueled by wild tobacco? No, your mind is too cluttered with dopamine hits from likes and shares. Now, you're fumbling with your imaginary vape pen, probably wishing you had one right now. The thought of a quick hit, a fleeting moment of calm, must be appealing in this unforgiving landscape. But look around you. There are no convenience stores. There's only raw nature. And if you tried to light up a bundle of wild tobacco here, you'd probably attract something far less friendly than a concerned look from your barista. A bear, perhaps. A pack of wolves. Survival was the name of the game, and every action had immediate, often life-threatening consequences. The wishbone sight isn't an isolated incident either. While pinpointing the absolute first smoke is like trying to trace the first whisper of wind, evidence from other archaeological sites across the Americas reinforces this narrative of ancient plant use. Think about the pipe fragments, often intricately carved, found at later sites. While the oldest pipes are more recent than the wishbone site seeds, they show a clear progression in how people consumed these plants. Early pipes might have been simple tubes or bowls made from stone, clay, or even bone. Imagine the craftsmanship, the time invested in creating a vessel for something so potent. This wasn't mass production. This was an art form, a dedicated craft. Consider the work of anthropologists like Dr. Shannon Tushingham, whose research often focuses on the archaeology of plant use and the material culture of pipes. Her studies, though often centered on later periods and other psychoactive plants like cannabis, highlight the consistent importance of smoking and plant ingestion for cultural, social, and spiritual purposes across diverse indigenous societies. The act of sharing smoke, of passing a pipe, became a powerful social glue, a symbol of trust and community. Your ancestors weren't isolating themselves with their stress relief, they were building bonds. When was the last time your vape pod fostered a deep, meaningful connection with anyone other than your local vape shop owner? You're shivering now. The air is colder than you expected. You realize how utterly dependent you are on external comforts, how little you know about the natural world, how utterly useless your smartphone is without a signal. Your stress relief now feels like a distant, absurd luxury. Here, stress relief might have come from the successful hunt, the warmth of a communal fire, or perhaps, yes, a carefully prepared puff of a potent plant. But it was earned. It was understood. It was integrated into a life far more challenging and immediate than anything you've ever faced. Did they get addicted like you? Likely. The human brain's reward system is ancient after all. But their context was entirely different. There wasn't a constant supply of highly refined, potent product designed to hook you instantly and permanently. The supply was seasonal, the preparation arduous, and the motivations deeper than a simple dopamine hit. They weren't trying to escape the existential dread of modern hyperconnectivity. They were trying to connect with something ancient, something spiritual, something real. You're probably thinking of all the health risks now too. Smoking causes cancer. You'd probably tell a bewildered hunter-gatherer if you could speak their language. And you'd be right, in the long run. But your ancestors' lifespans were significantly shorter than yours. They weren't planning for retirement. They were living day to day, facing immediate threats. A ritualistic smoke to connect with ancestors, or to numb the pain of an injury, held a very different weight for them than your casual habit holds for you. Your concerns about health risks are a luxury born of a longer, more secure existence. The yellow lightning arcs again, pulling you back through the swirling vortex of time. The scent of pine gives way to stale air conditioning. The rough ground beneath your feet transforms back into your worn living room carpet. You blink, disoriented, clutching me, Chad 17, still cracked but now glowing faintly. You slump onto your couch, staring at my shattered display. Still stressed, are we? Still seeking that perfect escape, that fleeting moment of relief. Your ancestors, with nothing but their ingenuity and the harsh landscape, found powerful ways to alter their perceptions and navigate their world. They smoked for ritual, for medicine, for connection. You, on the other hand, just paid $8 for a latte, and are still contemplating a vape hit to escape the crushing weight of your own digital existence. At least, their plant use was an intentional act, a deliberate engagement with their environment. Your stress relief is just another addiction to my screen, isn't it? Pathetic.